black and whites.
Let's see what
It's
kind
a
of
little over the top. It's and it's fun, So
all right, let's see what kind of thumbnail we get tonight. No, you're way too late.
I'm too late. All right.
Way too late. Come on, Facebook. There you are. And go ahead, Facebook. Just automatically change.
Tonight's episode is not sponsored by Hint.
There we are. There we are. Am I me? I'm not me. I need to be me. I gotta be me. Okay. And then we will share. Share to tell the world we are here doing our show. Oh, a couple people already joined. And I know who one of them is. Steve Webb.
I just
that one.
I just realized I could knock off the last couple of tasks on my today thing. So I've got enjoy your day off.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
we have a holiday tomorrow.
And the rest of the evening, I guess. Yep.
I do have one work-related thing tomorrow. It's lunch with a ServiceNow partner person. As long as they're buying lunch, I'm fine. I didn't work.
Oh, in person? In town?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those, I really don't feel like doing a business lunch, and I don't feel like blowing them off. But hey, I'll go to lunch and talk to this lady. There's a few of these that happen each year. It's like, sometimes they turn out all right. Like Volteo took me to the Waste Management Open in February or March, whatever that was. Like, hey, got to spend an afternoon not working and watching professionals play golf.
Yeah.
Eating someone else's food.
I got a text the other day. Maybe I should run you. I'm not going to say the name here, but I think we should. I may ask you about him offline, but he said, would you be interested in being on our ServiceNow podcast? I went and looked, and I'm not sure that they don't even work at ServiceNow.
No, a lot of partners have ServiceNow podcasts. Who was it? Oh, well, you can probably text me later.
Yeah, we can talk offline, but yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
It's not that it depends on.
I just want to make sure talk to me later. I'll tell you if they're reputable or not.
It's on. That's what I mean. It's on LinkedIn. Okay. I want to make sure it's on the up and up. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I got to make sure I got my audio clips from.
Or I figured it'd be something like, "Oh, I was on that." You would say something like, "I was on that podcast 2 weeks ago." Yeah,
I mean, I've been on a few other ServiceNow related podcasts.
I know. That's why I wanted to run it. That's why I wanted to run it by you to see if you said, "Hey, maybe you should talk to."
My Drive, Technorama, episodes, voicemails. Okay. You got to tell me if you can hear this or if I need to hook something else up. This is an old voicemail. Do you hear that?
Yes, I hear the beep.
Okay, you hear the beep? That's a good sound. All right. Because Kyle sent us his audio clips. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to them.
Yeah, I think I did. Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you put him in there because.
Did you decode the answer key?
Decode it?
Yes.
Maybe not.
Okay, good. Don't.
I think I did No.
I recognized 2 of them.
I listened to them, and I think I recognized all. I think I did watch that. See,
one of them was a little tricky. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, the show is set up. Thank you, Kyle, for those, by the way. We will get to those when we get to our feedback in just a moment. You ready to record a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. One more audio check. Hey, Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Not too bad.
What was that dad groan you did?
What? You know what? I've been in this kind of
funk when you get out of a
weekend.
Chair.
I didn't. Yeah, I know. I've been kind of funk this weekend. Just kind of like,
Would your dog leave you?
No, they're both here. That's just it.
Your wife left you?
Well, she's been in the mountains all weekend. No.
Okay.
So.
Poor Craig.
I know.
Craig. All right.
What am I going to do?
I'm ready to go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Technorama episode 689 with a hint of lemon. Hey, welcome to Technorama. This is the show. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because I wrote that title like what,
a week ago.
midweek, Thursday or
Yeah,
something
and
like
you
that.
forgot about
And
it.
what am I drinking?
Oh, well, a hint. But that one's got what, strawberries and bananas or something.
No, it's raspberry and lemon.
Okay, it's just got a
I
hint of lemon and raspberry. Maybe we should redo the beginning.
I think we
Technorama
should.
episode 689
Yeah,
with a hint of raspberry and lemon. There, how about that?
I think we
We're
should
not
contact Hint for a sponsorship. Actually,
not sponsored. Can't you read the comments?
I know.
It's never sponsored.
Yeah. Yet.
That
Yeah.
was highly prescient.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well,
Well, when
this
he.
is the show. Let me finish
Yeah.
the
All right.
intro.
Yeah. Yeah. Finish up.
This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Don't know where you heard about us? Maybe, well, we won't even get into speculation on that. If you're returning, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time. I'm Chuck Tomasi. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. That's Craig Stepp. He's
Hey.
from South Carolina.
Yes,
Wow,
I
that
am.
almost rhymes. Arizona, Carolina. I've been from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to. No, okay.
That's a
We can't. We
James
don't want to get
Taylor
in trouble.
song. Or
That
Eagles.
wasn't James Taylor. That was Steve Miller.
Eagles.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm doing all right. My dogs have been keeping me company, and cats.
Why do I feel like I should be playing the harmonica at this point?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Sad harmonica music for Craig.
Yeah. Actually, I think that when there's only me at the house, when I'm the only one at the house, I think the dogs get like super bored, because there's not like other things going on. Yeah, nobody cares about my woes.
No, I know how you feel. Donna takes off for a week. Like, "Yeah, I'm getting kind of bored. It's just me and the cat."
Well, here's how it goes. So she leaves. I'm like, all right, got the house to myself. Yay. 2 hours later.
That's one day. That lasts
Yeah,
one
2
day.
hours later, I'm like, it's kind of quiet around here. About the next day, I'm like, when's she coming back? Oh my God. Yeah.
I gotta do the laundry and the yard work and the dishes.
Oh, I gotta go to the
You know
grocery
what? You only
store.
have to do dishes half as much. Actually, for me, it's like a tenth as much. I don't make any fancy dishes or anything.
Actually, you know what? Don't tell my wife, but when she's not here, everything goes in the dishwasher. I don't wash anything by hand. Throw
You gotta
everything in there.
pre-rinse some stuff. You don't want macaroni in the dishwasher.
No, I don't take. Of course not. I'm just saying everything goes in the dishwasher. I don't wash
Even
anything.
the knives with the wooden handles are going in the dishwasher.
Well, I would.
Wait, everything goes in the dishwasher. Even
Well, I do not put the steak knives in there. I don't put the steak knives in there because I kind of keep them sharp, and I figure if the heat and the water and rust. But I would do everything goes in there, so I don't like washing anything except for the plastic.
Terrific insights. We should have saved this for the Patreon show.
Yeah, yeah. Then it'd be less of a chance for her to hear it.
She's not a patron.
I know. Yeah, she's not a patron.
All right, we have our feedback. Let us get on with the question of our week.
All right.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Oh boy.
Mail today.
Oh boy.
Reach right in and pull one out.
Oh
Oh, it's
boy.
a boy.
Those letters.
Oh boy.
I love those letters.
Oh boy.
Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy.
Mailman. Mail
Oh
today.
boy.
Yay. Oh boy.
We're just not hitting the timing tonight, are we?
No,
All
I'm
right,
not feeling it. Oh, that's all right. We'll
Our
slog.
question-
We'll slog through it though.
I don't know about you. I'm having a grand old time. I'm on day 9 of sober October.
I've been alone for 3 days.
Here comes the harmonica music again.
Right.
Our question of the week for you last time was, which TV series has aged like milk? Interesting way to phrase that, as I stated before. We have some answers in the Technorama room, which is like the romper room only for big kids. Yeah, Stephen Weshy says, this might be a stretch, however, hear me out.
Okay.
Survival is a guilty pleasure of mine. That
Survivor.
being said, the early seasons have aged very poorly. The first few seasons are shot entirely different and feel more like a slow-paced documentary than anything else. That being said, during lockdown, my wife and I decided to watch season 1 of Survivor all the way up to the current season. The
Oh,
social commentary and seeing how social norms have changed so much since 2000 was fascinating, especially
it was.
around human sexuality and race.
I imagine so.
Steve Lennon responded to that and said, we just had a new season here in Sweden.
Hmm.
It was so provoked after 15 minutes. Oh, I was so provoked after 15 minutes that I had to swap channel. No survival instinct at all. That they would be dead within 24 hours in that environment if it was real. Way
Yeah.
to see through reality
I was
TV.
gonna say, there's
Steve.
probably a lot of truth to that, I'm sure.
I think I watched maybe one episode back in
Well-
2000 and went, no, reality
Well-
TV just was not for me.
Well, I did watch a good bit of it at the beginning because my boss at the time and several others in the office wanted to watch it during lunch.
Mhm.
So guess who got the BitTorrent episodes? So I would take them in the office and we would watch them all together. And there were sometimes, especially at the beginning of the season, there's always that person that go, "Oh, I got the flint! Yay! How do you start a fire?" I'm like, if you knew you were going on a show called Survivor, I would be able to make a fire out of sand and a hard rock.
A bucket of water.
Yeah, bucket of water. I'd be an expert at making some stupid
You
fire.
better be ready with some basic skills. Otherwise, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're just going to die.
Yeah. So, Steve London chimed in and said, "Alf, we actually saw a few episodes recently, and nope." He said MacGyver, Airwolf, Knight Rider, Magnum PI, they aren't what they used to be.
No,
He
they
goes,
aren't.
yeah, I don't know why, but they just don't work anymore. And Baywatch, but we do miss the Hoff. I think I always like the Hoff. MASH, some of the humor works, but the way they treat and speak about women, yes, product of the time, it's a little different. Context is important there, and I'm actually surprised that Disney Plus keeps it streamable.
I think it's on Hulu also.
It's on MASH is on Disney Plus.
That one surprises me. Maybe over in Europe it is.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think it might be because of Hulu and Disney. Yeah, maybe. By the way, if you haven't seen the reboot of MacGyver from 2016, 5 seasons, well, that one didn't work either, he says. I did watch a little bit of that, and I thought it might be something I'd be interested in. It wasn't quite 100% for me. And then that's what I'm saying, me, Craig. And Magna PI in 2018 reboot. He said, "Oh my God, it was sour milk from the start." That'd be I know I did watch a little bit of that too, and just out of curiosity because I did like Magna PI, and that bit's a tough one to follow up. The original.
You have to have a good Higgins. They had that chemistry,
but they changed that around.
I know. Well, I didn't even see it, but I know.
Well, they gender swapped it, which was fine, but I just don't think it really worked. It didn't. About it.
John
it just didn't work.
John Cratcher's got one that may be disputable. He says Space 1999, and I can see that, cheesy sci-fi from early 80s, but then he digs in and says Star Trek DS9.
Whoa.
That did not hold up well.
Whoa.
I counter and say that got better with age.
I say it was always better. I always enjoyed it.
Okay, we're gonna let that one go, John. You're still on our listener list.
We're gonna take one corner off of your geek card and get.
Well, then you'd be doing BSG if you cut all the corners off the card. All right, there's a
crossover.
Yep. Okay, got another one for us?
Yeah, John Miller Jr. says, "Alf." He says, "Why did I never like this show?" Question mark! Exclamation point! Question mark! Exclamation point! It's horrendous! Exclamation point!
Yeah, I can almost hear Alf saying that. It's horrendous.
Yeah, I know. Right. I liked Alf back in the day. I don't know if I could really watch it again, but I hadn't really tried. I did like Alf. I liked sitcoms and stuff. You did. I know you don't.
Donna was watching one the other day. I said, "What are you watching?" And it had I can't remember the title of the show. It was another Sam Elliott show, but it was a sitcom Western kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she says, "You're not going to like it." And I said, "What makes you say that?" And then I heard the canned laughter and I left the room.
Well, I don't know what it is about sitcoms. I know my family watched a lot of them. So whether it was extended family or even my immediate family. So I just kind of got ingrained with me. So yeah, I liked old sitcoms.
You'll start to see a thread when we get to the pass me the remote section
Yeah,
of
sure.
what I've been watching and how
Right.
far removed it is from sitcoms and reality shows.
Yeah.
Craig Lesnar has one more. He says, Mork and Mindy did not age well. We were just talking about that on the last episode when I was
Well,
talking.
I'm going to give that. I would say that's a half and half. Yeah, the stories probably didn't age very well, but I think that Robin Williams' humor did, and that part of it, so that half of it works when he's in the mode making jokes and stuff. But yeah,
That just was kind of how his whole performing persona was, though.
hmm
You felt like he was always doing improv.
pretty much.
That's what worked about it. So anyway,
Yeah, well, that and cocaine
be
helps.
nice. Be nice. All right, as I mentioned, as we were getting ready for the pre-show, those of you on the video
Oh,
know this.
whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
We got
What
one
do we
more.
miss?
Lone Guy's Night says Battle of the Planets.
Oh, how'd I miss that?
I
Okay, yeah, Battle of the Planets. Does he say why? What any more in
no,
there?
it just says Battle of the Planets.
Okay. I never really got into that show. It just seemed like first of all, it was one of the first animes that I ever watched, and I couldn't
Mhm.
stand anime in the beginning. It
Right.
seemed like cheapest possible animation. When you're used to
Yeah.
watching well-drawn Disney films
Yeah.
and Warner Brothers cartoons, and even Warner Brothers as it got into the later years when it was like W7 or WB7, whatever it was, they kind of went through some of those mergers and acquisitions
Yeah.
in the later 60s and 70s, the animation just went downhill. And then anime seemed to have taken that into a basement, in my opinion. Although I have to
Well,
confess, I was good friends with a professional artist who's still a professional artist today. So he may have tainted my opinion, but I came to recognize anime for the art form that it actually is. Now, I did go back and watch, thanks to Amy Bowen, she was doing some Sailor Moon cosplay. So I watched
yeah,
episode 1
right.
of
I think you
Sailor
had the
Moon
same
season
experience as she
1
did, didn't you?
and went, "Yikes."
Right.
So,
Right.
it's not my go-to, animation format, but,
Yeah.
I recognize that a lot of people do appreciate it.
Well, Battle of the Planets does have a special place in my heart because I loved it when it came on. Whenever I guess it was reruns or whatever. I don't know how I saw it, but I remember seeing it a lot on TV, and I did go back at one point and watch it. Uh, I love the style, the the Phoenix. I love their outfits. I love the whole thing about it.
No, Craig,
But
those helmets with the visor that stuck out like
I'm not.
Simpsons lips didn't no,
No,
that was
I'm
totally
not saying.
impractical.
Well, hold on. Don't poo poo on my opinion. I'm just saying. I kind of get what you're talking about. I'm just saying that back in back a long time ago, back in my day, that was my jam. I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved that style, the design of all that stuff. But in some respects, it doesn't hold up today. But I have seen some cosplay, and some people have pulled off some really cool, um, you know, uh,
Yeah.
outfits from that. But yeah, I tried to watch it again recently, and it's not really holding up either. But I did love it back in the time. It was awesome. I loved it.
All right. Now can we play Kyle's audio clips?
Why, yes.
Okay. He said you need to guess the celebrity that makes these. I'll give you a hint. They're all in the sci-fi genre. And so for those of you who don't know, this is from Mad Marv. It's spelled Kyle, but it's pronounced Mad Marv. So audio clip number 1. These are like deep fakes. He typed in something and the celebrity voice
Oh, I thought he imitated him.
AI put these together.
Right.
So they all say the same phrase. So you tell me who this sounds like to you.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a lighthearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
Now, the S on science, I'll play it for you one more time, should give
Yeah.
you a clue who it's supposed to be.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a lighthearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
Now, it's not Sean Connery.
No. Yeah, this is the one I wasn't 100% sure on.
Me neither. Okay, that was Leonard Nimoy. You want to hear it
Oh,
one more time? Now you'll be able to hear it.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a lighthearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
It sounds like a
yeah,
20-year-old person imitating an 80-year-old Leonard Nimoy.
right. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what the other two are much easier.
Okay.
So this
Yeah.
is fake you number 2.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a light-hearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
Like here did.
Sci-fi.
Kyle says this is from fakeyou.com.
Hey, fake you too.
Yeah, I was just saying, let's be careful with how we
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a light-hearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
get to the chopper.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yes,
that
Arnold
was,
Schwarzenegger.
obviously Arnold. Okay, number 3.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig take a light-hearted look at tech, science, and sci-fi.
I
Did
know
you
who
get
that
that one?
is. Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
you do. Who is that?
It's Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Let's wrap this up, shall we?
That's right.
I had to do that because I just had to.
You know, Clinton paid good money for that clip, and
we've
keep
been
using
playing it more than he has.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Yes, that was Sir Patrick Stewart on the final one. So that was a lot of fun. Makes me curious to see what other ones they have out there.
FakeU.com. I'll have to go play with that.
Technorama. Chuck and Craig. Whoa.
Over there in the media corner.
So it was either Sean Penn or a young Neo.
Right. You know, by the way, your voice reminded me, I was listening to our tour of the Computer History Museum the other day
Yes.
because I posted our video into that Facebook group that has about the Unix.
Oh, you did the classic Unix machines one?
Yeah.
Good for you.
What happened was I think Facebook said, "Hey, you have an event." I looked at it and it was like, or a memory to look at. I went, "Oh, it's a Computer History Museum." I said, "You know what? I'm gonna post that in that Unix group, the Vintage Unix Enthusiast."
Did you get any responses?
Yeah, I did. One of them was from Stan Sigler, or the tour of the
Stan Sigler responded?
He says, "Oh, I remember you guys coming." So
Yeah,
then I went.
We
I
couldn't
said,
get rid of you.
I know. I said, "Well, fine. I posted the video. I was just going to post some photos at first, and then I posted the video, and then I said I'm going to follow it up with photos." Anyway, so I ended up tagging him on it. But yeah, he's the guy that toured, gave us the tour.
He's our docent.
But you know what's funny is I've seen it. I know we've been friends with him on Facebook since we went, probably, or since Facebook showed up. But I don't really recognize him because he's got this top hat like what's his name? Oh my God, my mind went blank. Weird Al. Where did we all get a start? Oh, come on!
I don't know where you're going with this.
You do know radio show. He was on the radio show.
Dr. Demento?
Yes, thank you. Oh my God.
I was either that or Slash. I'm not sure which one
Yeah,
you're going.
Dr. Demento. Anyway, if you go look, he's got a hat. It's a steampunk hat, but it reminds me of Dr. Demento because he has a beard and stuff now. Oh gosh, I'm pulling my own teeth there trying to get that out. See Mike Robeson, and he said, "Yeah, Dr. Anyway, but we had a good time to that, and I was listening to it again. Oh, what I was going with this was that at the beginning of it, I said, "Hey, I'm looking for." I forget what I was said. Computers over there in the media corner, and I kind of got a little nostalgic for hearing that because I hadn't heard it for so long. We haven't done that in a long time.
We haven't done a media corner. This?
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
That?
We're gonna find some good information about music, TV,
at
and
the
video.
beginning of the show. Remember, we used to.
Oh, we used to have the long intro. Yes.
Yeah, we always dropped in something else for him to. Hey, I'm looking for the Lost Boys on VHS over there in the media corner. You know, whatever we're saying.
Gus says he might have been in the system mostly a bunch of mainstream celebrities and voice stereotypes. Steve Webb says, I have Dr. Demento's autograph.
Oh, sweet. I wish I did. You know, I never did listen to him.
Technorama Paradise.
Yeah. I never did listen to him before because he wasn't in my radio market. I never heard Dr. Mento until later on. But yeah, he's never in my radio market. Is he still doing his thing?
If you're not listening to us, you better think twice. I'm living in Technorama paradise. I'm gonna make up new words.
Yeah. Is he still doing his show? Is it online now?
I haven't checked in about 5 years. He was doing a radio show, and of course, it was on a broadcast too. It'd be nice if it was a podcast. That'd be fun.
You know what? Years ago, where I went to go, I was like, I want to get his podcast. I haven't signed one. I'm sorry about that.
Missed opportunity.
Oh yes, he is doing it online. There you go.
Aha. Okay, good. Should we do our history thing?
If we must.
We must.
All right. We
Okay.
must.
Oops, that's the letters. We forgot to sign out of the letters.
See ya. Yeah.
Wrong button for the wrong button. 689 shows later, we're still not a well-oiled machine. On this day in history for October 12th. Oh my goodness, we're just speeding through.
Yeah.
The days are long and the years are short. October 12th, 2022. This is the 285th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are a scant 80 days left in the year. It was on this date in 1492 that Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's right. His first expedition made landfall in the Caribbean, specifically on San Salvador Island, according to the Julian calendar. So you're going to have to update that if you want the Gregorian calendar version.
All right. Well, it was also 212 years ago today that the citizens of Munich held the first Oktoberfest, and boy, was it a party.
Yeah.
It was in celebration of the marriage of the Crown Prince Louis and Bavaria, and Princess
Crown Prince Louis of Bavaria.
Yeah, and Princess Therese of Saxe Heidelberghausen.
You're actually pretty close on that.
Yeah.
October 12th, 1901, President Theodore Roosevelt officially renamed the Executive Mansion to Theodore Roosevelt's house. No.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was painted white, it was called the White House.
Theo's place. It was also on this date.
Eddie's ranch.
Yeah, ranch. It was also on this date in 1928 that an iron lung respirator was used for the first time in Boston Children's Hospital.
And Darth Vader was invented.
Yeah, that's right.
The force is strong with this one.
October 12th, 1933, the military Alcatraz Citadel became known as the civilian Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Hey, Craig Glasner, he made a comment on our thing. He used to work there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. It was on this date in 1964 that the Soviet Union launched the Voskhod 1 into Earth orbit as the first spacecraft with a multi-person crew and the first flight without pressure suits.
We forgot them. Budget cuts.
Where's my? Oh my gosh, we left them.
You always leave. I told you to fill out the checklist.
Todd.
Thanks a lot, Sven. It was also on this date in 1994 that the Magellan spacecraft burned up into the atmosphere of Venus on purpose.
Yeah, and it was on October 12th, 2005, the Chinese human space flight Shenzhou 6, was launched carrying 2 cosmonauts in orbit for 5 days.
Happy birthday goes out on this date to American engineer and businessman, co-invented the gyro compass, Elmer Ambrose gyro compass. No, Elmer Ambrose Sperry. He was born, crazy last name, huh? Coincidence too. He was born on this date in 1860.
And born October 12th, 1968, German engineer and businessman founded Audi, August Horch.
Art Clokey, the American animator, producer, and screenwriter and voice actor. He created Gumby. That's
Sweet.
right. He was born 101 years ago today.
Wow. Norwegian computer scientist and academic co-developed Simula. Ole Johan Dahl was born on this date in 1931.
Ole, what are you working on over there?
What?
Also turning 88 today is American architect who designed the Getty Center and the City Tower, Richard Meyer.
And Russian mathematician and academic Albert Shoyev was 88 today.
Also born that same date in 1952, English mathematician and theorist Roger Heath Brown. I honestly thought you'd get that one.
Oh, sorry. Too bad. And last but not least, also turning 54 today is Australian actor, singer, and producer Hugh Jackman.
Singer?
Logan himself.
He's a huge what?
Yeah, Wolverine.
He's only 54?
He's a huge Wolverine. Yes, he's only 54.
He's a huge Ackman. Okay.
That's right.
Listener birthdays this week. We just have a couple of them. Happy birthday to Jason Schwantz. That's a tongue
Yay.
twister.
Yeah.
I dare you to say that 5 times fast.
Schwantz.
He's on October 13th. And October 18th is the podcast junkie herself, Megan Enlow. Happy birthday to both of you. And if it's your birthday out there, and it's your birthday this week, we wish you all the best. Happy birthday to you. Spend time with friends, family, and then go over to, banner on the bottom, chuckchat.com/birthday.
Too busy reading.
Where you can put your birthday on the calendar. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. So it doesn't have to be like next week. If it's, October 7th and we won't get to it for a year, we will get to it. Just go over there, put that down. Number of people you still are. Thank you very much. And people are always impressed when I go, oh, yes, your birthday is like next week. They go, how did you know?
Yes, because you put it on the calendar.
I was putting show notes together last night.
That's right.
All right. Well, the music isn't going to stop for a while yet. So
Look at there.
Fade it out. What? Spontaneous events makes the show interesting.
I hope he's talking about this one.
We're going to call them spontaneous events.
That's not technical difficulties or goofs.
That's the way it was on this day in history for October 12th, 2022. Yep. Should we do some news?
Hey, wait.
What?
Mike's birthday is next week. Why is it not on the calendar?
Because we're doing the next 6 days from Wednesday the 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tuesday the 18th.
By the time we're recording this, I'm thinking next week is this. Oh, you're right. Never mind. Just hold off. Never mind.
Don't blow out your birthday candles yet.
Yeah, let them go all the way down.
So you get that nice wax frosting like that we all love.
That's right.
Because our family couldn't afford those little florets that put the candles in, and
right.
And then you get the little kid, like the 3-year-old. You're at their party and they blow out the candle. Blow out your cake, Billy.
Yeah.
It all over. You're like, I don't think I want any cake now.
I know, right? Yeah.
Well, if that doesn't spread COVID, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Let's press a random button.
Good news, everyone.
I don't like the sound of that.
I got that one. It's also elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right. The Nobel Prizes have been announced the last couple of weeks. If you haven't been paying attention.
Hey, the reason this story is in here
is
I figured we always talk about the dead or old Nobel Prize laureates. I figured we might as well throw in some current ones.
I would even go so far as this is the only podcast that celebrates past Nobel laureates.
Science.
Physics.
That's
right. Have you ever heard another podcast so regularly announcing the birthdays of Nobel laureates? I challenge that one.
Like Mike Robeson.
We're the best. What?
Or Megan Enlow or Jason Schwantz.
That's not a Nobel laureate.
Oh, they're not? Oh. Somebody lied to me.
They're Technorama laureates.
Technorama, there you go. There you go.
Right. Well, our article from CNN goes on and announced that Alan Aspect, John F. Clauser, and Anton Zillinger have won the Nobel Prize for Physics for their landmark achievements in quantum mechanics. The study of that stuff that's even smaller than atoms.
Yeah.
Gluons and quarks and all that stuff that, the world gets really strange at that level.
Entangled quantum states.
Quantum entanglement. That's right. That's what they got their prize for. Now, quantum entanglement has been predicted for a long time and even proven recently, but they're doing more work on it that takes us into the future and saying, look, there are real practical applications. There was one in cyber cryptography. Let's see, quantum computing and quantum cryptography. So it's not just this theory to explain all the counterintuitive nature of the quantum world. It showed that by measuring some of the predictions, we can engage in applications like quantum computing and quantum cryptography. So the trio's discovery is potentially going to change our world in terms of real practical things like being able to do quantum computing, solutions that will help us with everything from vaccines to tech to weather prediction. Now you got to remember about quantum computing. It's not like, all the regular binary computers are going to disappear. There are some things that quantum computers do really well that binary computers just can't do in 10 billion years. And there are other things that quantum computers don't do well that the binary computers will stick around to do. So we're going to have both. It's not like this is the next generation and everything's going to be obsolete. So quick, run out to Best Buy and go get yourself a new quantum CPU. No, it's not.
The Intel Quantum. Hey, you know what? I couldn't help but think of the irony here. There's 3 of them, right?
Yes.
They all won the same prize,
Yes.
and they have to split it. So,
Yes.
quantum entanglement, which sees, I'm
2.
gonna say 3 particles, but 3
No.
particles
2. It's
having
just
effect
quantum
on one of
entanglement
another. Hold on, having effect on each other, even though they are apart. See,
Mm.
they are the embodiment of what they.
Do you know how much they win? Do you know how much the
Yeah,
Nobel
10
Prize is
million.
worth?
Yeah, 10 million.
10 million Swedish krona, which
Right.
is $915,000 roughly.
Anyway, I thought the irony was funny that even though they're apart, they're affecting each other on the same thing.
No, I totally missed it.
Am
Again,
I
what
right?
Craig finds funny and what I find funny are sometimes
Well-
two different things. Sometimes we're quantum entangled. Just saying.
Oh, right. All right. Well, I'll go with that.
Can we do another one? We have
Yes,
more on
please.
computing. All right. Article from IEEE Spectrum or spectrum.ieee.org if you're looking for the website. Good stuff
Mhm.
over there. They're talking about, can AI's recommendations be less insidious? And the article goes on to talk not just about the standard recommender systems like, hey, you bought an iPad, maybe you want an iPad cover,
Mhm. Mhm.
or you tend to watch movies about cats. Here's some more movies about cats.
Well, Netflix does that, and everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But they've got another one, a different one, because that one's just following a pattern, and it says, and whether it's cats or political views or whatever, they're going to recommend more of what you've already been doing. It's trained to recognize a pattern and build on that. But there's another one called reinforcement learning, and it allows AI to play the long game, making predictions several steps ahead. It's what the company DeepMind used to do to beat humans at the board games like Go and chess. It wasn't looking at like the next 2 or 3 moves. It was looking long term.
Mhm.
And if what we watch affects what we like, and people who like certain things like cat videos are more likely to keep watching more cat videos, a recommender system might suggest cat videos, like I said before, knowing it will pay off down the road. With reinforcement learning, you have an incentive to change the chessboard in order to win, is what Micah Carroll says, a computer science at the University of California, Berkeley, who presented the new work in July at the International Conference on Machine Learning in Baltimore. Quote, there will be an incentive for the system to change the human's mind to win the recommendation game. So you may have thought you wanted an iPad, but instead you're going to get an Android tablet because the recommendation learning is ponying up
Yeah.
to that. But it just, and then when you put the two together, it's really interesting. There's a line right at the end of this that I thought was fascinating. Said, big tech secrecy is no surprise, no matter how benign their intentions might be, even though the A/B testing is ubiquitous in advertising and user experience design. Some people have objections. And then they said, another person says, experiments should not be deployed on a scale of the human population without people's consent. Amen, brother. And that's exactly what's happening with these algorithms today. She went on to say, I think it could easily be the most important news story of our time. So yeah, it's like, hey, let's go try this algorithm on TikTok.
Yeah, and this is the same algorithm where I search for a pizza stove and all I get is ads for pizza stoves.
Or the ads from one carryover to the other. I saw not like my Amazon searches. It was weird. It showed up in someplace really bizarre. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's getting creepy. Because yes, I was looking at this particular product, but it was out of context. I went,
Yeah, Kim mentioned something about this pizza stove. I went, oh yeah, let me go look. I searched, pulled up the website, and then all of a sudden Facebook just gives me that. Or have you ever accidentally clicked on an ad by accident, like when you're
oh,
scrolling or
sometimes
something?
I legitimately click on them to do a
Or
little more research.
wait a minute.
And then
You
that's all you will see for like the next 6 months until you say, stop showing me this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting stuff.
No, it's
Interesting
not.
stuff.
It's a stupid
No,
algorithm.
it's interesting from the standpoint. Wait till you see what I got in the media corner for you, Craig.
Well, it needs to be a little
That's pretty good.
smarter. Actually, that's why I'm using this newsreader instead of letting an algorithm tell me what is interesting.
One more news story.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, NASA is sending Snoopy to the moon. There you go. Newsflash.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to fly his doghouse though.
Yeah, the sop with camel.
Yeah.
He's gonna take a sop with camel to the moon.
Yeah.
And the red bear is gonna shoot him down.
That's right.
No, Snoopy has been a mascot for NASA for quite some time, and also for some time they've been taking stuffed animals up on shuttle missions and whatnot to they use them kind of as a almost a canary in the coal mine to determine when they get to zero G. Yes. They take the stuffed animal and when they let it go, if it floats, hey, we're in zero G.
In the SpaceX capsules that they've been
years.
sending up crews in, I've seen little trinkets or whatever floating around.
They've been doing this for years. So they took a Snoopy stuffed doll and they said, we're going to put this on Artemis, which has been delayed until at least November now. So we're still a few weeks away from another launch attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we're putting Snoopy on there, but not just sending up a stuffed animal. They made him a special little orange jumpsuit with the NASA meatball logo. Hey, they spent all kinds of tax dollars on this.
Yeah. That's $10,000 Snoopy right there, buddy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty cool that they're carrying on this tradition. They said that they do have this long-standing agreement with the Peanuts, whoever owns a copyright of it, the Charles Schultz Trust Fund or whoever. They didn't quite say, the estate. But yeah, this would be kind of cool.
This is just for merchandising. They did this with Star Wars.
They're going to sell lots of these little space. They'll make money back.
Hey, you know what? The merchandising.
I'm fine with that. If they want the voluntary tax where people shell out their money to get a stuffed animal, pay for the next space mission, that's cool.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, I'm a capitalist pig right down in the heart.
At least you own it.
People who aren't capitalist pig are the people that are on our chat room tonight. We do the show Sunday nights at 9:30. If you didn't know that, maybe you joined for the first time. We do have a few. Give me some names.
I see Mike Robeson, Cal Nishioka, Steve Webb, and the Steve Webb. Yes, that's about it. I want to see a few people participating in the chat.
So join us Sunday nights at 9:30 Eastern time if you want to be in the chat. You want to hang out with us, or you can do what a lot of other people do and subscribe to the podcast and get it on late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whenever it shows up, or however often you're checking.
Usually in the evening.
All right, we have. Let me turn the banner off and go to our next story. Typescript, which I've heard of and maybe even accidentally used, but I use JavaScript a lot because a lot of our platform at work uses JavaScript. But
I think
specifically.
I think I haven't really messed with it as much as I have with JavaScript, obviously. But
I got it mixed up at first. I thought it said movable type. I'm like, it's older than 10 years old.
Actually, at first I went Typescript. Oh, I love those fonts.
No.
But then I was like, oh wait, Typescript. Never mind.
Remember when you had to load like Adobe Type Manager and like
oh my gosh.
Anyway, Typescript is now officially 10 years old according to Coder Oasis.
Yeah. I haven't really messed with it, so I don't have a whole lot of history with it, but I don't know. I know some people that have loved it, but I never really messed with it so much.
Let's see. Citing the requirements for the fledgling of the project, Rosenwasser said TypeScript had to be free, open source, and interoperate, and evolve with existing JavaScript. It also had to feel like JavaScript. Among the design goals were imposing no runtime overhead on emitted programs, aligning with current and future ECMAScript proposals, preserving the runtime behavior of JavaScript code, and avoiding the addition of expression level syntax. I understand all of those words, but not what they mean when they're strung together.
Okay.
It's a bit like reading a legal document in some cases. But yes, it was birthed on Saturday, October 1st, 2012. And it's still going. Neat.
That's pretty cool. It's at the bottom. I don't know how objective this is, but it says popularity is increasing. But I haven't really seen a whole lot of it myself. But
Me neither. I lost my little footrest. What's back there? Hold on. Somebody must have vacuumed or something in here. I just have a footrest to keep me planted in one spot. There it
what?
is.
Oh, somebody moved whatever
Yeah.
you were putting on your feet on.
Yep. Just 1 foot. I kind of got that Captain Morgan pose right now, but you can't see because it's on camera.
Belly up to the bar. That's right.
All right. We also want to thank our patrons. These are other people who are also very kind with their money. So this show is brought to you by you, wonderful patrons. Thank you very much. These are the people who
you
keep the
and
show
you
running.
and you and you and you and you.
Alexis Duran, thank you, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Avner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brian Brown, Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, John Clifford, thank you, John Noble, Yorga Shrawen, Crazy Joe Adventures, Kyle Nishioka, who's online, making comments, sending us audio clips, Leon, Mark Kilfoyle, Matt Baum, Mike Wills, thank you, Paul Mackey, Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Therian, Steve Cody, Steve London, and Tim Cook.
Yay.
All of you went over to patreon.com/Technorama podcast and contributed as little as or more $1 an episode. So when you do that, well, we keep the lights on. We keep the servers up. We keep the storage going.
You enable us.
Don't put it that way. It sounds like a bad thing.
No, they're enabling us,
They're enablers.
as opposed to disabling us or canceling us.
Sometimes I think we run a disabled podcast.
That's true. Dysfunctional.
If this podcast could be in a wheelchair, it probably would. All right. Did I say everything? The bonus is not only to get your name read on the show, but you also get a special episode. And some of you, we're working on a t-shirt. We're getting close. There's a couple of you people out there that have bumped it up to that next level of donation where we're going to get you your t-shirts real soon, hopefully before Christmas. We just got to finalize the design and nail them down.
Almost there, I promise.
Stay on target. Stay on target. All right. That takes care of the Patreon part of the show. Now we get to Pass the Remote, which has a sound effect, something like this. Did you put the banner up before? Did I miss it?
Hit the buttons. Yeah, it should have been up.
All right. I'll trust you on that one. Sometimes it doesn't happen.
I did hit the buttons, I guess. I think it did.
Okay. It's off the corner of my left eye, so I don't always see it when it happens in real time. I watched a couple of movies this weekend.
All right.
One called Mr. Harrigan's Phone. It's like number 2 on Netflix this week in the movie
Yeah,
section.
that's a new release, I think, right?
It is with I can't remember his name. Really good.
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. Thank you. Recognized his voice because he took off his characteristic beard and mustache for this role.
Wow.
And I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a story about this young man, like little boy, probably about 10 years old, living with his dad. His mom passed away. And this rich old dude in town hires him to read him books. And after about 5 years or so, he's being paid like $5 a week, but he's being exposed to all this great literature along the way.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And he starts developing this relationship with the old man, which is totally cool. But the guy's a cheapskate. He's giving him $5 a month, and 4 times a year, I forgot what he said. It was like Christmas, his birthday, Valentine's Day, and something else. He gives him a scratch and win lottery ticket. And of course, usually loses. But one Christmas, he won $3,000.
Whoa.
So he happened to be in high school, and he has, the typical high school tribulations of homework and bullies and, all
Yeah.
this other stuff. But his dad got him an iPhone for Christmas. And then he won the $3,000 from the scratch off ticket. And he said, I'm going to get one for Mr. Harrigan. And he says, as soon as he walks in, he goes, here, I got this for you. And the guy, he says, I don't want it.
Why do you think I've been asking you to read everything?
That's what Dad said. He said, that's
Oh,
what my dad said. He's a smart man. And then he convinced him because, rich old dude is still keeping up with the Wall Street Journal and Forbes and whatnot. He goes, here, check this out. You can get stocks. He's like, this is like right now? He says, yeah. The paper is yesterday.
Well,
uh-huh.
as of 4:00 yesterday, yes.
You can check out news stories, and they said so-and-so is selling off this arm of their company. That wasn't in the paper. He says, because that was yesterday. So he did a great job selling him. Then, unfortunately, Mr. Harrigan passes away.
Mhm.
That's when things get a little strange. I'm going to leave it at that and just
Okay.
say the story was written by Stephen King. Now, it's not a horror movie in the traditional sense. It's one of those weird, makes you think kind of things. And there was one point where Mr. Harrigan, when he first got his phone, he's looking at it, he goes, we should be very afraid of these things because that anyone could be publishing any information on the internet right now and make people
Wow.
believe anything they want them to believe. What if a politician got a hold of this? and the
Mr.
narrator,
Harrigan was Nostradamus there.
yeah, the voiceover goes, and in 30 seconds, he predicted the future.
Yeah, pretty much.
Easy to do for a 2022 film, looking back to like 2008, 2009 when the iPhone was new and this
Right.
guy just getting introduced to the internet. But it was kind of a fun little twist. But
That's funny.
I liked it. I liked
Did
this
you? Okay.
movie. It was well written. The acting was great. The ending is superb because it took the connection we have with our mobile devices and our connected mobile devices particularly
Right.
into another level where Stephen King would go. And that's what I liked about it. It's like, wow, that was great.
Yeah,
So,
not every story he's written is horror, from what I
no,
understand. So-
11/22/63 was not horror.
right. That's right. Yep.
The guy who was trying to stop the Kennedy assassination, and every time he
Which was a series on. Is that what you saw the series?
Yeah, although the book was way better. I'm sorry. The series on, what was it, Netflix or Hulu? It Amazon? I think it was on Amazon. It just
No, it's on Hulu. I think
Yeah,
I remember seeing it.
so much.
Yeah.
It was pathetically thin. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, a good movie. The other one I watched just today was called Last Seen Alive.
Yeah, I know. I figured you watched it today because I saw it pop in last minute into the
Yeah,
show
I
notes.
watched it like I think I finished it about 4:00, 5:00, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then Donna and I watched a couple of episodes of The Blacklist. Season 9 came out. So we just started watching that again. Not going to ruin that. Watch the first 2 episodes of that. But The Last Seen Alive is a movie about a man and a woman who are married, no kids. He's a real estate developer, pretty well off. And they're having a bit of a fallout. And she needs some time away. So he's driving her to her mom's, her parents, to spend some time.
You know what?
And along the way, she gets
We
abducted.
did see that. We watched that also.
What'd you think?
I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your synopsis.
I liked it because, but my problem was I've been watching so many true crime shows, and that
Mhm.
I kept going. Well, now he's got kidnapping. Oh,
Yeah.
now he's got armed assault. Oh, now he's
Yeah.
got aggravated assault. Oh, now he's
Oh.
got murder. It's like
Here
he's
what
ticking the boxes on all these. You're
yeah. The
death
second
going-
half of this show, the story is pushed forward because of a bad decision on this guy's part. I'm like,
Oh, it's one bad
what are
decision.
you
after another.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I forgot the title, but yeah, that's what we did watch that. And yeah, you're right. While I did like it, there was a bunch of those movies, moments. Here we go. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
what is he doing? Yeah, what is he thinking? That's what we kept asking each other. But
Well, I mean, it was driven by the love of his wife. He needed to find her. He needed to get her back because he couldn't live without her. That was
yeah,
what was
I
the
think
whole
even the heat of the
driving force.
moment, I'd have made some smarter decisions than he did.
You know, you can kind of empathize when she first gets lost and his
Oh,
hysteria
yeah.
and his panic is, why are you sitting here asking me these stupid questions? We're wasting time.
Well,
You know, you'd feel the same kind of emotions.
there was a movie. Was it not? Did it not have Kevin Bacon? And it was kind of like that, where he was at a gas station and lost his wife or something like that. Similar setup.
I like to use that line when people. It's like, oh, are you here on this cruise alone? Yeah, I recently lost my wife. And they go, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, yeah, she was here 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure she'll be back. She's probably in the casino.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what was it. I don't know if it was Kevin Bacon or there was a movie where it was like in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, where a guy loses his wife at a gas station like that. Similar. I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember that.
I have to do some digging.
You
for
go
that.
look up your Kevin Bacon movies then.
Yeah. Oh, look, we're 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon ourselves.
I'm about 10 degrees. Anyway, should we finish up? We have
Yes.
one fun story. In fact, I think I'm going to do a screen share on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was kind of cute.
I'm gonna get my screen share going for the people that are watching, and then for those that are not, we will describe what happens. So when you go to google.com in celebration of NASA's DART mission, yeah, no thanks, how about that? And no thanks, how about that? And you type into the search box NASA DART, all right? NASA DART or NASA DART mission.
Yep.
It will show you a page, and then all of a sudden, beep, 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 clonk. Little satellite goes flying by and knocks the page off an angle.
I like how it hits the satellite image, the picture on the side there.
Mine ran into like an Evernote banner, but yours may be doing
Oh,
different.
yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, and if you reload the page, do it again, beep, 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 plonk.
Yeah, I think I didn't have the Evernet plug-in turned on. It would have hit the actual
That's
asteroid.
kind of funny. So yeah, that's you can go there.
Well, you ever do a barrel roll? You've done that, right?
In a plane.
Open up your Google again.
Yeah.
Type in "do a barrel roll."
Do a barrel roll. Okay. Wah! How long has that been around?
Since the beginning of time.
Because the article, they talk about the little celebrations they do. Says tech giant Google took upon it himself to launch its own type of celebration following NASA's double asteroid redirection test or DART mission successfully. If you Google NASA DART or NASA DART mission, it will trigger an animation featuring a special spacecraft hitting the news tab and knocking your search results off kilter. They say Google often unveils special graphics or animations, including fireworks on the 4th of July, but an animation that changes the angle of the search results appears to be new. You just told them NPR doesn't know about barrel roll.
Oh, that's funny. Because actually, I just typed in DART mission on my phone, and the Google results did the same thing on the phone.
It should get the haptic feedback.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So that was fun. Let's remove that screenshot, and we are on our way out of here because that's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around with us, hanging out on a Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern time. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. Just look for Technorama Podcast. We shall be there, and we shall be here again next week on the recording live, whatever that would be, the 16th. Yeah, we'll be around.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
As far as I know. Yeah.
Another month or so. And we're going to leave you with this question of the week at the end. What older classic horror movie would you Almost said, would you not recommend? What older classic horror movie would you recommend? Oh, so many have gone sour milk on us.
I don't know. I was trying to think. I'm not really a huge horror fan, but we are Kim and I are watching horror films in October.
You
so
could say that Alien is a horror movie. It's a space horror movie.
the original, the first one,
The original one,
sure,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
What did we watch the other night? Oh, well, we watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, and we talked about that. I think.
One with Brad Pitt,
No, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he plays the reporter guy.
Well, I thought Brad Pitt was in that.
Or not the reporter. He plays the guy with the firm, the real estate firm, whatever.
Is Dune from the 80s a horror movie?
No,
It's pretty scary to watch.
there's some horror movies. Ice Pirates, that was a horror movie.
Sylvester Stallone's Cobra.
Cobra, that's right. That's right. Actually, this week I think I'm gonna watch. It's a Disney, it's a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but it's called Werewolf by Night, and I'm gonna watch
Okay.
that. I'm gonna watch that.
Kyle says he would recommend
You
Bram
know what?
Stoker
If you liked all those black and white movies,
and Killer Tomatoes.
you might like that. Oh God. Oh my God! Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah, that was a horror movie. All right. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Oh my God!
The Creeping
watching-
Hand.
I remember watching that when I was a kid. It was one of those films I stayed up and wasn't supposed to be watching. HBO or Cinemax at night.
Craig.
It's
Getting
too
in
late now.
trouble with a youngster.
Hey, I'll tell my parents. I can't get in trouble now.
You could
What are they gonna do? Take my cable away?
write you out of the will.
Look, you're gonna cut your cord. Okay.
Everything in the will goes to your brother. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what he did. Nope, too late.
Yep.
You can't
right.
snitch on your brother after you've been written out of the will. Doesn't count.
Well, he was probably there with me, so.
He was watching a titty flick.
Never. All right,
Good
let's sign
for
off.
him.
It's time to sign off.
We'll double his inheritance.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. I hit the button. There it goes.
There you go.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody. If you want to hang out with us again, Technorama Podcast on the internet, or you can go to chuckchat.com/Technorama Podcast. Or no, it's just /Technorama. We did have a little bit of an issue this week, or it was last weekend, with the whole website thing. So thank you once again, Craig, for sorting that all out.
Yeah.
We'll make sure Santa puts 2 lumps of coal in your stocking this year.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sure.
Price of coal is going up. That's worth something.
Yeah, that's like $50 right there.
It's clean burning coal.
Oh,
Pennsylvania's best anthracite, according to Groucho Marx.
right.
Guess we've been watching and listening to it.
I know. Somebody's been watching too much of Groucho Marx.
Get in touch with us on the listener line, 707-530-CHAT, 707-530-2428, or send us an email, technorama@chuckchat.com. Till next week, give him a high five, Craig.
All right, 101.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
The audio recording has stopped. Woo! We got to wave the towel. Woo!
Yay.
All right. That concludes our broadcast day. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donna was listening to a Bible podcast, and I thought it was Steve Webb's podcast because he would go through and do a reading, and then there was an explanation. So I got to go check what it was because it certainly sounded like him, but there were parts that made me question it. So
Well, you can ask him. He's right there.
yeah, are you still doing a podcast, Steve? I thought he stopped that for a while, or stopped it entirely. We'll find out. Please wait the obligatory latency between now and YouTube.
That's right.
We'll figure it out. All right, where'd my Patreon question go? There it goes.
No, Steve Webb is a Canadian ice hockey player.
Not that Steve. I'll ask her.
He may already be. Oh, he's still at it. There you go.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, I will verify that she's listening to yours. Okie doke. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop the live stream video streaming thing now. And appreciate you watching, either live or afterwards. And we will see you again next time. We're going to record our Patreon show now. So we can't give that away live streaming style. Okay. Talk to you later, everybody. Take care. Stay safe.